Voice Workouts here for Slap News with Dorian Perez. Power Slap number 4 is here, and we are super excited going up against James Sassbilly Stonier. Let's see what these two heavyweights are going to bring to the table, get into it, and break down this matchup. Dorian, what's going on, my man? How you feeling?
What's up? What's up? How we doing?
I'm doing really
How's
good,
the Slap
thank
News
you.
team? You guys, are you taking care of the Slap News team?
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
Are they
man.
all happy?
The team is growing. We are expanding.
Oh,
Absolutely, man.
damn.
We brought on a social media guy, Michael, to the team to help us out because we want to be able
Welcome to
to
Michael.
ratchet up. We want to be able to ratchet up the content that we do and get more stuff up in real time. And as you know, during the week of Power Slap, things get really crazy.
Oh yeah.
With the media day, the weigh-ins, with the event itself. So, expanding out the team to be able to continue to be leaders, in the space and get down and dirty. Let's talk about it, man. James Stonier, the big hillbilly coming at you.
Yep.
How excited are you for this? And when you heard that name from Erica, what went through your mind?
I was hyped, man. I was hyped because, the way he is. Like, he's a fucking, he's another X Factor type of character. You know what I mean? So, I have a feeling that this is gonna be the first real shootout since 1891. You know what I mean? Like, this is a fucking hillbilly, fucking cowboy. Like, you couldn't have wrote it better. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
And
know
I like the guy a lot. You know what I mean? So I respect him. So I want to give him a good fucking war. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? When you go up there and you quit, I feel like it's disrespectful to your opponent. You know what I mean?
Totally, my
Some
man.
guys go up there, they just don't want to get hit, and then they
Yeah.
get off the stage, and it's disappointing to the fans, it's disappointing to your opponent, and
Mhm.
it's disappointing to yourself. And I'm never gonna let myself down, never gonna let the fans down, and I'm never gonna let my opponent down either. Bring that
Awesome, my
shit.
man. I know in a previous interview you talked about, when you met James the first time in Las Vegas, and he, across the table was like, "I want to go against you. You're a big
Yeah.
motherfucker."
It
So,
was I want to go against your ass, motherfucker. But
yeah.
it's never been aggressive. It's always more like
Mhm.
we're here in this competition, and we're gonna take each other's fucking heads off. You know what I mean? I was in
Totally.
an Instagram live with him. He's with his family, and he's like,
Mhm.
"Hey, say hi to my son." And his son comes on the camera. Hi. I was like, your dad's about to knock the tooth out of my head, right? And he's like, "Why, Dad?" But it's cool, man. It's cool with power slap because when you slap, it's kind of more like competition energy where it can still remain friendly. Whereas with a lot of
Mhm.
MMA guys, they actually want to kill each other. They want that you can't have them in the same hotel. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So, but when I land in Vegas, the first thing I'm gonna do is call James. Where are you at, partner? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Totally different vibe from you right now. When we did the pre-fight interview going to Power Slap number 3 against Duane Crespo, for lack of better terms, you were pissed off. It was personal.
Yeah,
This time
yeah.
around,
I
you're
was
much more
pissed.
calm.
I was pissed at Dwayne for the underhandedness. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
trying to get me kicked off barefisted, um, but never telling me anything to my face. Like just that kind of shit. And then like it played out also in our match too. Like him
Mhm.
looking at the ref constantly, and like I threw the little pool noodle at him, and him complaining that it actually hurt. Like that didn't hurt. I could have hit you as hard as I could with the pool noodle. It wouldn't have hurt. But
Yeah, yeah.
so like that little shit bothers me because it's dishonest. You know what I mean? If it was honest, he would have said something to me like "fuck you" or throw it back at me or something.
Mhm.
But instead, he's thinking about it from like, how am I gonna win by any means necessary, not how am
Mhm.
I gonna defeat my opponent. You know what I mean? He only thinks about how to beat his opponents. Doesn't think about defeating them. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I mean, Dwayne's definitely much more of a, tactical practitioner,
Yeah,
strategy wise. I think James is
hundred
coming in
percent.
here, a bit of a wild card, man. Mount, kind of, farm boy strength. He's been talking about breaking 2x4s with his slap. Going to be a different attitude. Obviously, you see different mentality from yourself. There seems to be, a great sense of camaraderie between you guys and mutual respect. But are you
No,
feeling some
I respect
additional
that. I
pressure?
respect that more than the technical stuff. Like not to disrespect technical fighters and stuff, but I fought technical fighters and I beat the fuck out of technical fighters. They think about it too much. You know what I mean? They almost like point spar, point fight,
Mm-hmm.
and they think about the strategy. Whereas like if a fighter is willing to go and lose, is willing to go and die, warrior, that's the greatest honor for a warrior, is to go out there and die on your shield. So
Mm-hmm.
that's more my thinking. I'm not thinking about winning or losing. It's more like life and
Mm-hmm.
death. And
Yeah.
this guy is ready to die in front of me and ready to kill me. Sick. I'm ready to fucking kill him. You know what I mean? But that excites me and makes me happy
Yeah.
versus like the underhanded, very cool in my face, and then making complaints here and complaining to the ref there. Like the ref for me doesn't exist. You know what I mean? It's just me and my opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So to talk to the ref and involve him,
Yeah.
it breaks up the whole like I'm focused on you right now, and
Mm-hmm.
you're bringing
Mm-hmm.
someone else into it for fucking help. Come on.
Coming in on a loss this time around, you feeling any additional pressure?
Not really, bro. I've been a fucking loser my whole life. You have to understand, bro. I was a football captain for a losing football team, and like before us, we had
Yeah.
no history of winning. Like they would win one or zero fucking football games a year, but the
Mm-hmm.
attitude was horrible. The attitude
Mm-hmm.
was, I'm a football player. Give me shit. You know what I mean? Not, hey, let's make a good football team. It was
Totally.
like they wanted to be respected outside the football team, outside the football field, without
Mm-hmm.
doing any work on the football field. So like when I came in as a freshman, I had an opportunity to go to a better school, better football team, better opportunity. But I was like, when the fuck does it stop? When the fuck do we start repping our own shit? When do
Mm-hmm.
we start repping San Isidro? So that's why I went to San Isidro High. The football team was shit.
Mm-hmm.
I could have gone to college to play football. In fact, I had some scholarships and stuff that I got out of it because of injuries. But my point is, we made that shit better. We made the not just our team. It didn't just end with us. It's a legacy thing. You
Mm-hmm.
inspire the ones that come after you, so that way they're better than you. And the guys now that get scholarships at San Isidro High School.
Mm-hmm.
We got one guy going to a D1 school from last year. So like that, when you throw a rock in a pond, it makes a ripple, bro, and it has an effect. So
Totally.
drop a fucking boulder in the lake. Might as well make a big effect.
Mm-hmm. Very cool, man. Yeah, I had no idea that you played football, and I mean, you touched on legacy also, which is unique, and you're becoming now a veteran in power slap, a household name. How much does it mean to you to now actually start thinking about your legacy, the mark that you're leaving, and the inspiration? Because I'm sure if we talk to James, I'm sure he would say that someone like you inspired him to get into power slap.
Yeah. A lot of people message me about like, hey, you inspired me to do this, or hey, you inspired me to start boxing again,
Mm-hmm.
or those words that you said like really helped me through a hard time. And I appreciate all that, and I want to continue to do that. But it's never been for anyone but my little brother. That's my
Mm-hmm.
legacy. That's my future. It's him, his future, making sure that he's has the not just the physical and not just money, not any of that. Fuck all that. He needs to have the emotional and the mental fortitude
Mm-hmm.
that my dad instilled into me.
Mm-hmm.
So when my dad talked about legacy, and whenever I was fucking up, he would talk to me about like, hey, dude, you represent me. Like you're not just fucking up your own thing. You represent where you come from, your house, your situation.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you acting like a fucking animal when I didn't raise you like an animal?
Mm-hmm.
And that stuck with me. I was like, damn,
Totally.
I have to have responsibility for my own actions. It's fucked up. But it's true,
Yeah,
man. It's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
And since Isaiah doesn't have that physically, what I mean, my dad's always gonna watch over us. But since he doesn't have that
Mm-hmm.
physically, I feel like I need to give him an example. I'm a visual learner, so if he's anything like me, then he has to see
Mm-hmm.
you do something before he listens to you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
why are you telling me this idealistic thing when you don't live up to it? That was how I was. I was very skeptical and stuff. So when I saw my dad being a real life fucking superhero, I'm like, damn, that's a
Mm-hmm.
real human being. I need to
Totally.
hold myself to a higher standard. So
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
legacy is just however Isaiah interprets what I do. It's
Awesome.
less about the sport of power slap and more about staring down the barrel of a loaded gun and not giving a fuck, facing your fears.
Mm-hmm.
I just want him to face his fears.
Awesome, my man. I mean, we've had the opportunity to see your girlfriend, a couple times at Power Slap events. Are we gonna have little Dorian Perez's running around anytime soon? Is the world ready for
Man,
that?
I told her, I was like, as soon as I become champion, let's fucking try.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, because that'll give me a little boost in cash
Yeah, yeah,
and little egg to sit on and stuff while we figure that out. But yeah, I'm getting a little older, so I should probably start doing that.
yeah,
I'm the
yeah,
last one of my siblings, bro. Me and my little brother Isaiah. There's
yeah.
7 of us total. Me and my little brother Isaiah are the only ones with no kids.
Okay, okay.
But I look at it like he's my kid for now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, don't feel that, man. I've got a younger brother who's 12 years younger than me, and he's got 4 kids, and I still don't have one. So, so
Is he Mormon? What's going on over
no,
there?
no, no. I just started young, man. Started young. So, but
That's my boy right there, man. Buy that fool
yeah,
a TV. I'm
yeah,
gonna I'm gonna buy your brother an Xbox or something so he can get his mind off of.
yeah. Awesome, brother. Very, like I said, very different seeing you, different mind frame. I know you had some personal things going on. I know you had some tragedies going into Power Stuff number 3. I know we're 1 month removed from that. Are those wounds still tender and soft, or are you in a much better mental state right now?
You know,
A little bit more
I feel
positive.
like I feel like people shy away from being sad. People shy
Hmm.
away from negative feelings and they want to mask them and make them go away. But they're there for a reason, right? Like fear is a human response to living in caves because of
Hmm.
cougars. You know what I mean? Sadness is also there for a reason, but it lets us know the value of what we had, right?
Hmm.
You lose something, you're sad for it. You're not sad because it's gone. You're sad because you don't get to interact with it anymore.
Hmm.
It's more of a personal thing. So it's like feel your pain, use it. You know what I mean? I've
Hmm.
I've used my pain as a fuel to kind of fuel me through whatever I have to do.
Hmm.
And I don't shy away from if I need to cry, I'll cry. If I need to fucking scream at the world, I'll fucking scream.
Hmm.
But I let it out. I don't let it affect me inside and it change who I am.
Hmm.
So that way the people around me can experience me, not me in pain or me bottled up with pain. And I want them to have real Dorian. But for them to have real Dorian, it's my responsibility to go and deal with my personal shit. Like, not necessarily on my own, but to deal with it myself. You know,
Totally.
like last night, bro. I was sitting there, I was watching a movie, and I just started thinking about my dad. I was like, fuck, like that's exactly what he would say, or it's
Hmm.
exactly how he would be. And I started fucking bawling my eyes out. You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
feel like I'll never get I'll never get over that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because of how it happened. Or
Totally.
I don't know. I don't have the perspective of a man who's 70 years old who still has his 90-year-old dad. I don't have that
Hmm.
perspective. But
Hmm.
I imagine that even if that 70-year-old man loses his 90-year-old dad, he still feel like a little kid. You know what I mean? You still
Hmm.
feel just lost. It's like
Totally.
what happens when Superman dies?
Hmm.
Who's coming to save the world? Nobody. You know what I mean? So it's up to you to fucking become Batman. Might not have any superpowers, but you can become Batman with training.
Totally, man.
That's how I look at it, man.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
use your pain
Yeah,
for you, not against you.
I hear you, man. I mean, it's been quite the year for you. I know right from the get go, a car accident kept you out of being on the road to the title series. But now you've transitioned that through heartbreak, through loss, to being one of the most consistent guys. I mean, we've seen you now on every single number card,
Yeah.
this year. So, you've been
But
able
like I
to,
said, bro, I've always been a loser. Winning and shit is so new to me. Like I come from
yeah,
not being a loser. I'm a looking loser, but it's physically, literally losing.
yeah,
Every wrestling match I ever did, I lost. I didn't win until my last ever wrestling match. I wrestled at 220. I wrestled heavyweights. So every time I've fought, or every time I've competed, I had harder opponents than I should have, or harder opponents than most people, or
hmm,
lack of training or new to the sport. So I'm used to coming up from a position of loss. So it doesn't bother me. It doesn't. It
hmm,
actually takes pressure off of you to be not undefeated. To be undefeated, you know what I mean?
hmm, hmm.
It has more pressure than to not be undefeated
Yeah,
because you're
yeah,
not trying to harbor that. So I never try
yeah,
to think about being undefeated when I was undefeated because shit'll go eventually. You know what I mean?
for sure, for sure. Let's talk about James Stonier a little bit. What have you seen from him, man? We've seen one match from him. Obviously he's very active on social media, but what do you see in his game up there at the table?
I see he hits hard as fuck. I shook his hand. He has like very calloused hands, so I'll probably cut or bleed a little bit. And then he can take a shot. He took a shot from a super heavyweight. So like the only thing I need to do is just not foul. Not foul. I can definitely take his power. As long as I don't get called for flinching, don't get called for clubbing, anything like that, I think I can take a decision. You know what I mean? But he can take a slap very well. But I think if I can wobble him, make him take a step backwards, then that'll be the difference on the cards.
I mean, especially being a three round affair. Every round is going to matter. As you said, the fouls become incredibly important. And then, how you absorb that damage is also going to be just as important as well. Because like you said, it's going to be razor thin. Both you guys are probably going to come in very close to the top of the weight division. Both there. So it's definitely going to be an exciting and studded affair for you guys. I'm excited to see that matchup myself. And see that excitement. I mean, one of the things with James that really stands out is that intensity. And if there's anybody in Power Slap that can match his intensity in the heavyweight division, I think it's you. And so I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be great all around to see that excitement come out. And it's going to be much watched TV on Rumble for sure.
Yeah, if y'all thought that me and Duane was crazy, that was only 50% of the party participating in being crazy. This is going to be 100% of the party participating in that crazy debauchery. So if y'all thought me and Duane was crazy, tune in to me and James. We're going to burn the fucking house down.
Awesome, my man. Appreciate you. Look forward to seeing you once again live in Vegas.
I'll see you, man. Hey, take care of Jeeves, bro. Give him a raise. I don't know how much you're paying him, but I'll see you guys later, man.
All right.
Have a good one. Man.